Alright guys, I'm back with the Cressida update. I'm getting ready to yank this engine out of here. I got my new engine over here. I am not sure on how many miles it has on this engine, but previous owner did a compression test, and it does have 190 psi across the board. Also got a W58 manual transmission here, so I will be converting this thing into manual as soon as my clutch pedal gets here from Injuku Racing. Got wheels that I'm about to test fit on the car just to see what they look like. They're obviously going to be too big. The tires themselves are too tall. Obviously they're going to poke out a lot more, so eventually I'm going to have to get fender flares, which means I have to cut up body panels, and this especially I don't want to cut up, especially since this car is so clean. It's all original, like the paint is still pretty good. You can see the body's rust free. I kind of don't want to cut it up just because it's so clean, but then again I don't want to work with the rusty beat up shell that's falling apart, you know. So I think I did order a body kit for it, side skirts, rear bumper, front bumper. I will be lowering this car, paint matching the body kit. Should look pretty sweet, but those will all be in a different video. In this video we're just gonna focus on pulling the engine. Let's get these wheels test fitted and see what they look like. Alright, we got the new wheels test fitted. There's a little bit of poke. I mean, that's quite a bit of poke, but I actually want a little more poke. I'm probably going to throw like an inch spacer in here. You know, just scoot the tire out a little bit more. And then throw some fender flares on here. Just because I'm having no clearance issues right now. It's actually, here you can see, I actually have pretty good clearance. These are 235 tires too, and they're actually 0.4 inches taller than what I'm going to be running. But I just wanted to see what the wheels look like on here. So no clearance issues up there. I don't know about full lock turning, but as far as just being mounted, just no issues up there. But yeah, you can see no issues here either. The poke isn't as much over here. I mean, this one, granted, the poke is also because the steering wheel is slightly turned, and it's got some positive camber right now because the car's jacked up, obviously. But once the car is lower down, that poke will straighten itself out a little bit. It would probably look more like the rear part over here. But yeah, like I said, these wheels, they fit on here. They look okay. I'm not too upset about the fitment, so probably gonna get like 2-inch fender flares. Throw some spacers on these wheels just to get a little bit nicer looking fitment, and then it should look really nice. I don't have coilovers on it yet. I will do that eventually in a different video, but we'll get this lowered. I get the other side all mounted up. I'll lower the car, see what it looks like, and then we'll take it back off and start pulling this engine. Alright, the engine harness is out. Right away I can already see some differences between the Cressida harness and the Supra harness. They don't plug into each other. This white plug is different, so honestly some of my dash gauges and stuff might not work. I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue with like the ECU reading coolant temp sensor and all that. I'm not sure if the automatic ECU could, if the harness, yeah, if the ECU and harness would work on the manual transmission engine. I don't see why it wouldn't, but there might be some sensors that are not interchangeable. I have the 7MG manual transmission ECU here, and I also have the one that came out of the Cressida, the automatic transmission ECU here, and you can see right here these plugs are different. This one has like all these like extra little grooves for it to clip in versus this big one. It's different. Also the pin placements are different too. See, this one has like, some are higher up, some are lower down, some big ones, some little ones. This one just has all big ones. So let's see, if you look at this harness, you can see there is 3 main plugs which plugs into the ECU, right? And then there's these 4 random plugs here, which the other harness has these 2, but they also look different. And it also has this white one, but that looks different as well, and it doesn't have this yellow one. So I'm thinking these are probably like the body harness, which if I can't plug it in, then my gauges aren't gonna work. But hopefully, even if my gauges don't work, that at minimum my ECU readings are correct, so that way I can get like proper engine response and all that. So you see this white plug is completely different. It's way bigger than the other one. And these 2 gray plugs, one was little, one looks similar to this one, but it's not the same. Or did it look similar to this one? I don't know. It looks similar to one of these, but they're not quite the same. I think if I could find like a harness pinout, ECU harness pinout or something, diagram, then I might depin and do whatever, try to get it to fit, but or maybe it might even just cut and solder some wires, but we'll see. We'll see how everything works out. Alright, so new engine, manual transmission, old engine, auto transmission, Got the engine out of there. Huge mess everywhere. There's parts everywhere. Like when everything's inside one car, it's, you know, that only takes up one side of the bay, you know. But when you got the car torn apart, oh my goodness, 2 bays is not enough to work on the car. But yeah, you can see there's some surface rust on the subframe components, but everything came out relatively smoothly. The only thing that I forgot to disconnect was this reverse wire, or I don't know if it's like a brake wire or reverse wire, but since it was connected so far back in the transmission, I had a lot of space, so even though I didn't catch it till like way later, I was still able to, you know, because it goes like, it tucks like all the way back there. So by the time the engine was like right about here, the cord, I still had plenty of space to pull that out, so that was good. But yeah, everything's pulled out now. It seems like I may have to swap harnesses. I don't really want to, just because this is an auto harness. It is lower miles, but I might have to, just because like some connections like this, that does not transfer over to the other harness. So if I do that, if I go that route, that means I have to reuse the auto trans ECU, which I don't think that would be an issue either. Might throw a check engine light or something, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. I'm gonna have to swap quite a bit of components over. Engine mounts, I think. Oil pan for sure. This one, as you can see, this is a rear sump. You see, like in relation to the pulley, the oil pan is like way back there. And then for this one, oil pan is right next to the pulley. So got a couple of things to swap over, but that'll be in a different video, for the install video. For now, this is it. This video is getting a little long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Still waiting on my clutch pedal to get here, so there's no rush. Just gonna take my time. I would really like to, you know, power wash the engine bay, clean up all this rust and stuff, but it's winter right now. I'll probably have to do it the next time I pull the engine to throw a turbo on there. So I guess that could wait, no big deal. But alright, you guys stay tuned for more Cressida build. So far, the coolest car I've ever owned. Not the most badass car, but definitely the coolest. So alright, I'll see you guys.